Yo, what is up? TrevorTG here, and Izzet Phoenix is what we've got playing today. Specifically, the new Phoenix from March of the Machine. That is Bloodfeather Phoenix. Give it a second. Give it a second. 1 and a red for 2/2 with flying. It can't block, but whenever an instant sorcery spell you control does damage to an opponent or battle, you may pay red if you do return Bloodfeather Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield against a standard turn. Super powerful. And we're adding it into the Izzet Phoenix shell. We've got Arclight Phoenix, obviously classic, cast 3 spells, it comes back out of the graveyard, and we also have some Ledger Shredders, not only providing us with a discard outlet, but also builds up a threat by itself by casting multiple spells over the course of a turn. So, there are a couple of different homes for Bloodfeather Phoenix, I think, but this is a pretty obvious one that I thought I'd start with. We want to cast the sorceries anyway, we're playing blue and red, we've got a bunch of cards that deal damage, we're playing a couple more as well, we'll get into that, but you can use it as an early game threat, and also comes out of the graveyard, complements the Phoenix game plan, and while we don't have Treasure Cruise and Temporal Trespass in Explorer, this might be an alternate way to make the deck viable. At the minute it's kind of lacking that extra oomph necessary to put it kind of in that tier 1 for Explorer, even if it's really powerful and historic. This might be an alternative way to go, and I think Bloodfeather Phoenix is really good in the shell anyway, and potentially in other places too. So let's get into it. At 1, obviously we're playing a bunch of 1 mana spells. We need to cast 3 to get Arclight Phoenix. We have 4 copies of Consider, 4 copies of Ops, kind of our 1 mana cantrips. Obviously Consider can also bin either Phoenix. Excellent, you love that. 3 copies of Lightning Axe, so it lets you discard your Phoenixes, but also 5 damage to that creature. Kills Sheoldred, kills almost anything. Some of the big green creatures survive, but hey, you have to deal with that. That's fair enough. Then we've got 4 copies of Play with Fire and 4 copies of Shock. Obviously we want more damage cards that deal damage to players here, because that's what we need to trigger Bloodfeather Phoenix. And so, hey, 4 copies of Play with Fire, obviously 2 damage, but then if you deal it to a player, scry 1. As it turns out, you end up, like, versus control, even some of the mid-range decks shocking your opponent in the face to trigger these. And so, hey, Play with Fire gets the scry 1 as well. Shock, obviously, just 2 damage to any target. Fine. And then also Spikefield Hazard, which again plays an additional role in this deck because it lets you bring back Bloodfeather Phoenix by dealing damage to a player. We've got 2 copies here, just kind of rounding out the 1 mana spells. At 2, we have our 4 copies of Ledger Shredder, and we have our 4 copies of Bloodfeather Phoenix, but we also have 4 copies of Charter Course. If you get on the board early, it provides you with some card advantage, but also can enable, obviously, your Arclight Phoenixes and your Bloodfeather Phoenixes by discarding them as well. Ledger Shredder, as I kind of talked about, once you cast a bunch of spells, that's fine, you want to do that for your Arclight Phoenix anyway. Lets you loot your Phoenixes away, and also builds a threat in by itself, and obviously we talked a bit about Bloodfeather Phoenix already. Then kind of holding everything a little bit together, giving us some like large sorts of card advantage, both by putting our Phoenixes in the graveyard and getting us 2 instant sorceries. We have Piece of the Puzzle. A nice pickup from Shadow of Innistrad Remastered, 2 in a blue, reveal the top 5 cards of your library, puts up to 2 instant sorcery cards from among them into your hand, rest goes into your graveyard, which means it dumps your Phoenixes, etc. as well. Awesome. Let's see refill. Because the deck draws a lot of cards, you end up, despite us having a fairly low land count, getting most of your land drops into play. And so, not unreasonable to be going like 3 mana cast pieces, get 2 things off it, cast those, bring back your swarm of Phoenix or whatever. The one thing that is interesting in this deck, so we have like Rhythm Guide Pathway, I'll get into the mana base in a second, is because you want to cast red spells to deal damage and also pay red to bring back Bloodfeather Phoenix, you do want to prioritize having red sources in a way that you don't normally in these kind of blue Phoenixes deck, where you want to try and cast lots of cantrips. And so it's something worth bearing in mind. The mana base then, we have those 4 copies of Rhythm Guide Pathway still a really efficient dual land. We have 4 copies of Spirebuff Canal, 4 copies of Steam Vents, a single Stormcarved Coast, 2 copies of the Shivan Reef, and then we are playing a mountain and island with some other blue lands with Ottawara, obviously huge utility land, slices and dices, kind of catch-all for everything, and then also a Horn of the Storm Giants here. Again, you draw lots of cards, can get up to the mana's activated, and it is, you know, a nice set by itself. Let's get into the sideboard then, and then we will hop into some ranked matches. So, this is slightly messy. Let me just swap these around. We've got 2 copies of Spell Pierce. Obviously, protects you what you're doing early, but also cheap interaction versus combo decks. Super nice. Protects Ledger Shredder, that kind of thing. Some other counter spells we're playing. 2 copies of Mystical Dispute for blue decks. We've got Disable Stroke versus both like Fires decks, Mono Green, and other control strategies. We have 2 copies of Aether Gust, again versus green, but also come in versus red decks. We've got 2 copies of Thing in the Ice, which come in versus aggro. Obviously, it's an interesting one where we can't really fit that many threats in. In a perfect world, maybe you could play 4 Thing in the Ice alongside the Ledger Shredders, the Bloodfeather Phoenix, and the Arclight Phoenixes, but it is a lot of space, and you relying on having like a really high number of instant sorceries to get Arclight Phoenix going. Thing in the Ice relegates to the sideboard, but it is really good versus aggro decks. We can wall up and then also provide a threat to bounce other things. Also pretty good versus like an enigmatic combination where they're just going to try and go wide. And so, hey, can come in there as well. 4 copies of Lithomantic Barrage. The new kind of random volley effect, 1 mana, can't be counted, 1 damage to target creature or planeswalker, it deals 5 damage instead if that target is white and or blue. It's an interesting one between this and Rending Volley, because this deck actually does like to play at like sorcery speed a decent amount. Obviously you want to cast your spells in your main phase to create your Ally Phoenix. I'm trying the Thematic Barrage of Rending Volley here, even though it's a sorcery. There's some upside and downside to that, but we'll see how it is. You've got to play with it to find out. And then 2 copies of Brotherhood's End, which kind of hold everything together versus aggro decks, sweeps up everything, and then also, if somebody is doing artifact shenanigans, it can catch that too. Alright, let's hop into some ranked games. If you're not already, I'd really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. I'm closing in on 500. I'm kind of aiming to hit 1,000 by the end of the year, maybe. We'll see how things go. And thank you all for that. Let's hop into some ranked games. Alright, first match with Blue-Red Phoenix. Opponent is on the play. This hand looks relatively solid. We can keep this. We've got extra lands if we need to leave them away. We've got the Ledger Shredder. Fine. Basic Swamp. Basic Streets Swamp. Alright. As they go. If our opponent gives us a clue about what they're actually playing here... Okay, they're on black-red. Fair enough. Harvester. I don't feel too bad about slamming Ledger Shredder. In which case it probably dies, but then we get to piece of the puzzle strike. Let's try and find some more threats. Bloodfeather Phoenix into the graveyard does help us with that. It does open us up a little bit to getting Murder Shredded. But if they're doing that, they're not going to be killing our Ledger Shredder. I'm going to actually play... Lava Glide Pathway and do this. That seems fine. And then we'll see what our opponent plays, see what we draw, and then work out what we do next turn. It might just be cast a piece of the puzzle, kind of spend some time setting up. If they got another 2 mana thing to commit to the board, if they do not, so I feel fairly good about just setting this. Setting our graveyard up a little bit. See what we hit here. There is an Arclight Phoenix to the graveyard. We have a Lightning Axe, but nothing we want to discard to it yet. So I'm kind of... Oh, they can have a Shoal Deck struggles to beat Shoal, so I think we kind of have to play the Lightning Axe. I will take a Plate of Fire as well. Yeah, it turns out that if you want to draw a bunch of cards, Shoal is pretty good against you. So, yeah. Water is wet, kill Shoal. Yeah, alright. Down to 14, let's see what they do here. Okay, they don't make anything. We have a Spitefield Hazard, which is quite nice. We want to sequence in a nice way. Yeah, let's go blue-red, lead with Charter Course. Okay, we didn't hit here, but that's fine. We'll just got a land away. We may as well break the Steam Vents. Alright, I'm going to play this red side up. We're going to go... Ooh, we could consider and play with Fire. These are kind of holding onto the Spitefield Hazard, but I feel fine about that. The one thing is that this Bloodfeather Phoenix doesn't come back unless we pay red, so that's not going to come back this turn currently. And because of that, I kind of want to get the Consider out now. We could also, like, upside into it. Okay, so you got another red spell. Is that going to be enough? Yeah, play with Fire. The Spitefield Hazard to bring it back next turn. I think we should look a bit further. I'm going to play on hand removal, actually. Having an extra way is good. It also means that we can use it now to zap the Harvester. Our opponent knows what we have in our hand, but I think that's fine. Us getting the Scry one is probably more important. And we'll see what they have to bring it back to destroy it here. They did dodge the Graveyard Trespasser. They can have a removal spell here, but that'd be totally fine. They have a Giant. That is fair enough. The is back in the graveyard, and we've got our 3 instant sorceries already. It's all looking okay. That's a Sorin. Interesting. They're going to downtick. They downtick knowing we have the Play with Fire, which makes me feel uneasy. So we have the spells to cast to bring back the Phoenix. It's, do I want to use this lightning axe now, basically? Also, we don't necessarily have to... We can plan on attacking Sorin, actually. 1, 2, 4, 5, 3... Yeah... Alright, sure. Let's do this. Put this on the bottom. We will pay red. We'll send this at face. Both these got Sorin. We're left with some stuff in play. They can only push one of them. I'm surprised they Sorin down-ticked, given what they know you have in our graveyard. Yeah, they have a push, but that's fine. Alright, we've got the piece of the puzzle here still to refill too. I'll play our land. So in theory, pieces should be able to find the other cards we need. Bring it back. Okay, piece of puzzle, piece of puzzle. I do want to use this. Blue, red. Send this off. You can cast Not to War if need be. See what we hit here. They're the blood token still, but maybe this is a good card they want to keep hold of. No more Phoenixes. That is fine. This has to go face. Guess we up first. I kind of want to keep. I can't, because we're using the shock we have in hand. I kind of want to draw this. It feels weird, but keeping a way to bring back the Phoenix seems good to me. And I'll keep hold of the Ottawa as well. We'll attack. So, they don't have a mana land. Okay, they have another Pale Fish. That's fair enough. And so, again, we know we can bring that back. We draw. Harvester potentially deals with... Oh, we can shock the Harvester. We do play with fire as well. I think the best thing to do is... we shock here, play with 5 face. Leave the piece of the puzzle. We don't have to bring back an Archive Phoenix. Yeah. We'll leave up on top. We will pay the red. I'll kill this now still. Fine. We'll deny them the option. I'm being maybe a little greedy with this piece of the puzzle because they could top deck Thoughtseize, but at this point if they top deck Thoughtseize and cast it, they're up the creek without a paddle. Alright. They can blood here. Sheoldred. Okay, so they can Sheoldred and then gain 4 life. We are actually in a pretty dangerous spot. This up on top is no longer looking that great. So we can bounce Sheoldred. If we bounce Sheoldred, what does this look like? We attack them down to 1. Do we attack them down to 1? Because then if we go... Oh, that's bad. I think this is the right line, though. They also have to decide whether Lilling now. They kind of have to, because we might have a burn spell in hand. Ah, it was the second copy of Sheoldred. Okay, well, these things go. Yeah, we have to be able to threaten to lock the Outlying Phoenix. Oh. This is maybe a mistake. I should have maybe cast... I don't want to cast the up because I don't want to give information away, but if we know that we have a burn spell on top, for example, we can go ahead and cast this. No matter. But this is like an okay trade. We can opt in response to Shoulder anyway. We'll do this. Shredder. No, I want to find into the sorcery, don't I? Alright. Well, Lightning Axe is huge. Okay. I think we take a draw stop of a hit, though. Is this 2-mana card that they want to... Yeah, okay. No, that's okay, so do they have a piece of interaction? They do not? Alright. I was gonna say, if they have a kill spell, then we actually have to be kind of careful because we may just die to the mainland. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Alright, this is black-red. How do I feel about this? Yeah, there's not a ton here, really. Which, I mean, I don't really love any of our sideboard cards, which maybe says we need to make room for some Chandras. Something to take into consideration. Aether Gust, I don't absolutely hate. It deals with some stuff. Not a ton, but some. And then Spell Pierce gives us some interaction, at least it's like Ortiz, Fatal Push, the actual kill spells. But it doesn't deal with Shoulder Dread, which is one of the main problems. Maybe the fourth Lightning Axe on the board. We're still testing some stuff. So, on the side of what we're cutting, I actually really like our main deck, and I don't necessarily know that either of these kind of adds what we're doing. Is it crazy to just run it back and see if I hit anything? Like, the Spyfield Hazards, maybe, but obviously do a really good job of providing us with both, like, extra actual lands and then also Bloodfeather Phoenix. I'm gonna run it back one time. Yeah, so if you're like, I want to put some more cards as red back in your board, then Chandra, Torture Defiance, very solid. Table of the Mirror Breaker, double back at them, also pretty good. You can even play something like Crackling Jake, which also nets you a card. This, obviously there's no lands in it, so yeah, we'll send that back. We'll keep this. And bottom the Shivan Reef. Is this a just slam Bloodfeather Phoenix on turn 2 hand? Kinda looks like it. Doesn't change anything. I think I want to cast this up. Because we have Piece of the Puzzles coming up, I'm not that worried about that. I'm also pretty happy with us going 1-for-1 with our Bloodfeather Phoenix that comes back out of the graveyard. So we're gonna just go into our turn. Alright, one time Roseleg I have to face up. Just because we have this opt as well as these. But this one will come down the red side. Actually, obviously we're playing this into a removal spell, but obviously they can, if they're doing that, like, this comes back later is the idea. We'll see what they have though. Alright, they're just gonna Bunker Giant it. We maybe are gonna get aggroed out, which is a concern. We have the shock. We could just bring it back straight away, actually. Then we have opt into then, and then what? They can use this. Alright, I might regret this. I'm gonna stick with the original plan and Piece of the Puzzle away. Alright. I'll grab these two. Yeah. I want the shot, of course. One Bloodfeather Phoenix isn't going to win us the game. We're going to have to find something else to go with it. Duress. Fair. Alright, they take the Piece of the Puzzle, which makes sense. Are they gonna loot here? Oh, they're stuck for lands. Alright, that's a Shieldred in the bin. That's one down. We'll take that as a count. Okay, that kind of tells us something. I think I want to chart a course here, and then just bring back the... We could also not. I think there's a... ad. Let's play with fire first. Look at the top part of Ivory. I don't mind drawing a Ledger Shredder. I think that's fine. We will pay for this. And then I think I'm gonna go ahead and get this off the board while we're here. Ledger Shredder on top. Ledger Shredder into one of our spells. I'm not going to cast the Opt here just so we've got an extra thing to do with Ledger Shredder. They did hit a third land tapped. Maybe they're just worried about getting aggroed out. What are they willing to do on 2 here? Just kill spell? Maybe another Stomp. Maybe that's what's coming. Is that a good way to play around that? I guess just go to combat. If you want to stomp it, you just let it attack. There's no rubber belt marker here. Okay. This actually comes into red zone. Alright. I'm gonna keep hold of the shock for now. And we're gonna... Oh, we can just chart a course. I like holding the chart course till we see more cards though, because obviously it also gives us an out to discard things to our graveyard. Alright, I'm gonna send this off. That is fine. Ooh. Well, now we kind of want to lose the chart course. Yeah, the shock's bringing back the Phoenix, so we'd like that. Another Ledger Shredder. Next time we go Ledger Shredder plus Shock. Oh, I like that. Okay. And we're holding on to this piece of the puzzle as like a nice backup plan. I also don't know about this, to be fair. They could have a Trespasser to exile. Yeah, they do. Okay, fair enough. Also not the end of the world. We can just go pretty aggro. They're on 13. So we drew Phoenix. Eek. I don't really want to discard this. Is it crazy to sandbag it in hand? I don't think so, because we're going to go piece the puzzle into spell next time. That's the kind of game plan here. We can also discard it to Ledger Shredder and be kind of happy with that. This is unfortunate. But I think this is our best line. Now we want to kill them before they start casting all these Bone Crusher Giants. Yeah. We'll try and hold the Phoenix in hand if possible to get onto our own turns. That's... Whatever, now they think they have a good... Oh. Yeah. That's hilarious. Trigger Ledger Shredders with the shock. Loot through blood. Yeah, okay. I told you before I think this is good. I mean, that's pretty optimal. This is pretty not optimal. So we'll have to work around that. But hey, they're at 6. And those cards got exiled, so they don't have creatures to... They have 1 creature to eat from our graveyard. Okay, so we're at 8. They have 2 creatures to eat over there. They have a manland. Oh, they can activate 3. That's easily enough damage. So we can cast Piece of the Puzzle, or we can wall up behind Arclight Phoenix. I don't know. This is the We're Dead to removal spell play, but maybe they have a second one. I'll make the block though. Sounds like to be at 7. We could also piece the puzzle into lethal damage next turn, but like this past turn, yeah, they have another Trespasser. All right. Ooh. So this answers the Trespasser at the cost of like our hand. We don't really have any other way around it though. And then they have the Manland. Yeah. We have like one draw step video. We need a miraculous top. Oh yeah, we just got one here and then one here. We need a pretty miraculous top deck. Yeah, like from the attack we could tell. Okay, they've got one Trespasser. Maybe even the Arcane Phoenix in plays like the attack fire, but all right, shouldered is as bad as drawing a land. Yeah. We could have maybe tried to like just like flip through Phoenixes, but we didn't have a way to get the one we had in the plan to. So hey, in fact, I don't think we've seen enough cards to say that that would have still lost. So, game number 3. How do I feel about it? All the cards are worried about black cards. I'm fairly certain. Spell Pierce is actually pretty medium versus Black Red because one of the nice things about the deck is that almost all the actual cards are black. Sorry, are creatures. Apart from like Fable, but we're not worried about Fable. If they're making Fable here, we're kind of alright with that. There's something I really want to cut for Spell Pierce. What I actually want is a 4th Lightning Axe. And like, yeah, except for like Andrews. Or oh, we got Fever Visions now as well. I've not tried that yet. We got Fever Visions and Shadows of Innistrad Remastered. I played it, I put it in a sideboard for Phoenix, but actually was playing in Best of One when I played it. We'll keep this. Okay. This is an interesting hand. I will play out Awara. Lead on. We have Phoenix. We don't want to cast this Consider really. My turn. Ooh. This is all of a sudden pretty spicy. This needs to be on red, firstly. Didn't leave with a black source, so I feel kind of good about jamming this on turn 2. And then we can look to shred it. I can chart away the Phoenix to try and find a land next turn. Okay, highest is what we're on. I'm gonna make it all a bit harder. We're gonna want to play like air aggro, which is there. And the best way to do that is to make sure that we don't get a second land drop. Just jam Ledger Shredder. Which I think is fine. We need to remember they've got Extinction Event. So we maybe try and rack up some damage, and then hold the Arclight Phoenixes for the hasty attack later on. Yeah, that's a Fable, okay. So we hit a Lightning Axe, we have... Consider these as many cards. We need to do this. Alright. That's okay, give it to the third lands. Then we have like Play with Fire versus it's the only thing here. You want the Lightning Axe for Sheldred. I'm just gonna slow them down and kill this thing. See what we loot into and away from here. Alright, that's actually the third land we can cast now, so I'm gonna discard this all. Yeah. Even though it's doing less damage. We're gonna maybe discard a chart, of course. To be fair. This also is defending a little bit from the Sheldred. That is kind of inevitable. Yeah, they're gonna eat some cards. Fair enough. Okay.
Let's do this.
Hi.
Now you're playing with fire.
Ooh, okay. Channeling is down to 1, so we can kill that. It was close to flipping. I'm gonna find an untapped land a little bit. Oh, we're so close to being able to just pull in. I want to ambush them with this shock. Just thinking how we want to do that. We'll work it out. Do the math somehow.
This is a waste of my time.
Yeah, they're not interested in tapping that while we have an open. I'm gonna work out if there's a way we can do something about that. Harvester. Okay. This is the quote-unquote combo. The thing is, if we could force them to tap it this turn, we can Arclight Phoenix next turn. We consider to hit a spell. Alright, so now the hearse is tapped. I want to take a draw step. Ooh, Charcourse is good. Consider. Okay, solid. No, we should lightning axe first. I'm gonna axe the this thing. Bloodfeather Phoenix. Alright. We got around the hearse a little bit. They still have mana, they still have some stuff. They can still slam a shield dread. We're not out of the woodwork. They have harvest to get rid of one of the phoenixes. But again, if they want to do that at timing it's convenient for them, then they have to make some sacrifices. Which is maybe okay. There is a shield dread. Orcs. I'm gonna cash in straight away. Let's draw for turn. We're at 16. Let's remember they're gonna gain some life, but we don't mind taking a little bit. Not an opt. What I want is a lightning axe. Just so we're all on the same page. That is the lethal. Alright! We get there, we get there. Nice, nice, nice. That was 30 minutes. I'll play one more. I'll see you in the next rank game. Right, back in MTG. Realised if I thought about it, the Spikefield has actually would have made some version of lethal. Is that right? Ah, well, anyway. New match. There we go. Looks pretty solid. Everything we want. Don't have like a 30 creatures of light. That is the other thing. Is that Ledger Shredder and also Bloodfeather Phoenix kind of fill in this point of the curve on turn 2 where maybe you don't have what you want. I'm gonna go ahead and axe this elf. Looks like red-green to be honest. But still. Taking no chance. I'll just put the Arclight Phoenix to the graveyard. We'll give it away early. I mean, we play a lightning axe. They know. They know. Okay. Yeah, it looks to be like red-green boats, that kind of thing. You draw it into the Ledger Shredder. Do you love that? Okay. Now we have 2 cantrips to try and find a land. We can find a land and a spell. Okay, well there's a land, so we now need to find a 1-mana spell. We can get our Phoenix back. I'm gonna cast the what's first I'm considering? Yeah, I'm gonna cast Obs and then consider. That's a 1-mana spell. We'll take it. Discard one of these pieces of the puzzle. We don't need 3. I'll put that one on the bin. Alright, well we played them like a set. We are at 14. That land is too late really. There's the Phoenix we were looking for. Fair enough. So we attack in for 5, we take 6 back, go to 8. They have the 2 Mutavolts. I'm still gonna make this attack. We have the Phoenix coming next turn, hopefully, because we can if we can trigger a Ledger Shredder. But we need either spell or a land. By land I mean an untapped one. Okay, Adjugantha makes us feel a little bit better. There is second spell. But can we find a third one? Let's consider first. Alright, we will take shock. Hazard the token. Alright. Discard Phoenix. So then, there are 15. 3, 6, and 9 is the 6. We're at 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The animate here doesn't work. 2, 5 makes 7. They animate and have a 1-drop. They didn't have a land. I think I'm just gonna go. Basically, do I leave a blocker back or not? I think I make the attack. Yeah. Need a few different things to go right that I don't think will. I can come in for 7 here. Yeah. Okay. You know, relatively close. So I want the Aether Gust, and I think I. He's Gigantha, which takes off of normal red green, means I probably want these Brotherhood's Ends. And I maybe want these Ices. Have a little bit of a think here. Despite the hazards, these things all still kill relevant stuff. It's getting a huge amount of reach creatures. What do we cut? They have like bunch of giants. They sweep those up. They don't sweep up the elves. Who's Seems booze on time. We don't have loads of answers for it. But there's this element of like, okay, what are we cutting? I just Shredder starts to fall behind. It's a little bit slow for the matchup, but it's still super strong. This is kind of where things start to fall down, because like, alright, that's fine. I feel like Piece of the Puzzle actually is pretty mid to bad, I'll say here, just because we are under pressure early. To get going, we're going to be, yeah, in a lot of time. We're not going to have necessarily time for that. And then, I just try to, even though we're bringing things to kind of slow things down a little bit, I'm torn between these two. What else do we want to cut here? I don't love cutting cantrips. I don't necessarily like cutting these. So we want to kill all the elves all the time. So maybe the answer is to go like down a shock, down a Bloodfeather. The new card. Controversial. I don't like this. I'm gonna cut 2 shreds. Wait. What did I just do? Oh, it was the shocks, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna cut 2 shredders. Make sure everything's nice. Yeah, okay. Again, bit slow. The thing is that it plays like a bit of a weird position where you have some like well, you can have some sort of aggressive starts, like when you get a slam like turn 2 Bloodfeather Phoenix. A lot of the time you'll like spend some time setting up and then try and turn the corner. So we have shock thing. I'm gonna keep this. You make the spike that has a little land and turn 2 thing in the ice. They're gonna have some answers for the things, which, you know, oh, I hate this. This I do hate. We go to kill this. Then there's our plan. We have a kill split. They're gonna have like, they don't have wolves, right? Which are slightly more familiar. It's not like I've been looking at red green just a lot series. A ton of Llanowar Elf. It's like 2 tons of Llanowar Elf's the problem. Was there a double thing in the ice? I'm gonna play on my gut and let them keep it. I want the turn 2 thing. But there's a Migloz. We can just shoot this down. Which is like semi-reasonable. But I don't think they're likely to keep mana open, so I'm just gonna make the thing nice. You are playing into like get punish the clock, but I think we're okay. The turn 3 Esca's Chariot is also pretty hefty, but the thing is does get around some of this. In case we can buy enough time. Would really like to draw a land here. There is a land. You have red spell, red spell, red spell. We also have another thing. The crew up hit us for 4-8. There are like two, I think, reasonable lines here. We can play Thing in the Ice, in which case they're gonna crew up and like kill something. In which case they're gonna go, okay, crew up. Hit us with both of these. We can't really block either. So I think at that point we may as well do something like this. We're kind of leaving the Migloz around with counters on, but we're kind of nullifying Eska's Chariot. I'm not afraid to kill the other cat if they play a creature. In response to them playing a creature, I think I'm fine with that. You kind of want to kill the cat to deny them all the tokens anyway. Gonna go to combat. They have a. This implies heavily that they have a Bone Crusher Giant. I'm gonna declare the block. See if they do it before damage. I don't want to lose it. So now they pass priority, I'm gonna do this. Alright. I figured I'd give it a second, see if they crush the response. Okay, so we don't hit land. We do hit Phoenix. We can pay 2 life. They have Giganta, which can come down next turn. Giganta crews the Eska's Chariot. We're coming for 4. Or we go tap land thing, which I think threatens the most. I kind of like this line because it threatens us just flipping it instant speed. Having untapped lands. Makes them think a lot. We'll see. I need to check these creature types. Phyrexian Beast, I don't think that counts. Cat. Elk. Yeah, those aren't on here. It's non-horror creatures. This one's not hard. Alright, there's the Mutavault. I expect to just slam Giganta crew up. And then we're kind of in a position where we sort of have to block one of these. So they can go +2/+2, +2/+2. They also potentially, let's look at the 4 counters, could have a big old trample piece of equipment, which I've seen out of the sideboard in like boat stacks before. We've also not seen a boat, but okay. There's a boat. Now I'm starting to get concerned because we've just not seen Incidental Sorcery. I'm gonna look for one. Alright, we found one, but not in the way we want to. Alright. We're at 10. We can make some blocks. This thing cannot. We're in a precarious spot. They're gonna crew up. They can shoot the Phoenix. I'm gonna block here. I hope the triggers stack with these the way I want them to. They're loath to commit mana to the board while... Okay, so they're happy to do this. We need to be careful about the timing that we go with. I'll keep this in hand. I'm gonna say go. The reason we need to be super careful with timing is they have the Mutavaults, but they also have the Lair of the Hydra. We're on 10. Well, it's not that great. What I'm hoping is that the triggers stack the way that we want them to for the Phoenixes in our graveyard. The attack trigger can happen. Oh, of course it doesn't work. Oh, no, yeah, it works the way we want it to. Because this triggers on... Yeah. I should have realized this. Alright, and now we try and turn the corner. The flagship's coming back down. We can shoot a Phoenix, but not one of the other things. They have Migloz and some other stuff. We're in a not exactly commanding position, but in a position where we have some resources. This thing can attack and kill stuff. It also attacks in the air, which is not something we can deal with, so we need to kill them quite quickly. Yeah, to be fair, well, the Phoenix just can't block. What does this look like? 2, look at a 15, 13, 4, 10. What I'm thinking about is how many attackers can they attack with. So we're going to be going to 4 off of the attack, right? This has to attack. I think actually we maybe do not. Shock. Base now and get a Phoenix back. Because we are dead to the Vault and friends. New Chariot. Okay. 15. You got a 4? This is the other thing, is you get to bring them back out. Yeah, this is a game that actually did kind of get kind of grindy. Well, not grindy. We just have anything nice. Maybe peace is worth it. That's a pretty big swing in one direction. Oh, they can have so many attackers. So if they crew up Chariot and then go... Because we don't survive the Skyscraper attack. We have to be able to fly the Sky Sovereign. Yeah, huh. Maybe we sideboard is not the greatest. Thinking the ice is definitely good here. That bit's not the issue. It's on what we take out. But now we're very much playing into, okay, what does our opponent do here? What do they have access to? Yeah, that's a stud. Alright. Game number 3. And back to the drawing board with the sideboard stuff. Let's just have a think. Ledger Shredder, on the play. I think this is fine. We can't play a great control plan because we don't have access to the big creatures. That's the one thing where maybe the Bloodfeather Phoenix is actually worse here. But we want them to be aggressive. But maybe we can cut a couple of these shock effects. Or we just leave all these in. So with Migloz being another... I solved the problem. I fixed it. We're taking out the Brotherhood Sense. Which, to be fair, on the play I think is fairly reasonable anyway. I think that they're definitely good on the draw. They sweep up the elves, some number of the 3-drop creatures. Not Migloz. Migloz being a 4/4 is huge. Which, you know, fair. We'll play. A bit awkward, but we have the thing in the ice. We have the 2 lands with the Spikefield Hazard. We will go ahead and do this. We're also in a position where we can kill the elf this time. If we kill the elf last time, maybe we live. But there's no guarantee. I'm gonna go ahead and do this now. I'm not gonna let them attack with it. And alright, it slows the red-green deck down a ton. They play almost no 2-drops. Boom, 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 da, da, da. Alright. Opponent tanking about turn 2. Liberator. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this now. Nothing in the ice. Look at the chart, of course, next turn. We can always pitch these Bloodfeather Phoenixes. They got to turn 3 now, though, which is going to mean pain soon to him. Alright, Stormseeker's fine. We can block this. They shouldn't really... Oh, okay. You see the same number of cards. Casting Chart Course now is a bit more mana efficient. Let's go ahead and discard a Bloodfeather Phoenix. I'll play this on the blue side. Okay. Alright. I don't mind casting to consider now. And we can look for Arclight Phoenixes to start setting up in the graveyard. That's not great. Think about that last thing I said. Are they going to go ahead and do it now? Okay. Again, this is one of these things where we get a one-turn window because they've played like this. Yeah, sure. They have 1 mana up. I'll block. If they have a shock on the deck, I will be very sad, but also moderately solid. I'm gonna bottom this. Try and find juice. I'll make them pick these up, I think that's fine. Which means the Lustro Beast is kind of stranded. We did not get there, actually. But we have a 7-8. That's a shame. Yeah, we had a few different stuff. So you just need to draw one more 1 mana spell. I think it's worth going for, but you can't win all of them. There's another situation though where they've gone in like now. We only have 1 spell here, but if we draw like a, I don't know, we're probably gonna play just cast it. Broncos Giant Me is the thing. That's a land. Yeah, I've got a warrior as well. Okay. I think that's GG. Go ahead and make them tuckless. Hey, we get there. Well, that has been Izzet Phoenix starring Bloodfeather Phoenix. Card is really, really powerful. I think this is a really good home for it, but there may also be some others out there, so keep an eye out for that. Oh, nearly diamonds. I'll maybe play another game in my own time. But hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. And yeah, have a great day. Peace out.